Hey, what's up guys? Little Man with a Big Opinion here, and in today's video I'm going to talk about a beginner, intermediate, and an expert level of water storage that I have going on in my townhome right now. So before I show the water off and the storage and where it's at and everything, FEMA recommends having a 72-hour emergency bag. Most preppers call them their go bags, their bug out bags, get home bags. And so part of that 72-hour bag is having 3 days worth of water. So at the bare minimum, that's where you start when it comes to storing water. I will say, moving much further forward, you're going to find that water storage is one of your most difficult things. Just because it takes up so much space. And so after that 3 day mark, I would say you should look for a 2 week mark. And then build to a month. And then after you have a month's worth of water, unless you live out in the middle of the country and your water comes from a well, then you need to start looking at ways to purify that water, ways to make it drinkable. I know the water you've already stored is drinkable, but once you get a month's worth of water stored up, then you're at the point where you have the ability to keep filling containers up, and it might not be coming from your tap. So then you build ways to purify said water. You discover places where you can replenish your water source, whether that's installing gutters and a rain catchment system, putting in a hand well, or for a lot of preppers, just knowing where your local stream is, or freshwater body of water. So now that that's out of the way, I'll show you the beginner level, anyone can do this, level of water storage. Esmeralda, you want to say hi? You want to talk about water today? We're going to talk about water today. Alright, so the beginner level of water storage, other than having the blender down here, is reusing 2-liter and gallon jugs. You rinse these out, run some bleach through them, and they work great. Sometimes the water does taste a little funky. I have, spent a week just living off my prepping supplies before. But at least you're getting some water stored up. So I have 12 2-liters filled up. I haven't filled up that one, and I haven't filled up this 1-gallon Hawaiian Punch. So 12 2-liters and a 1-gallon jug in the back. This is a good start. You're supposed to drink about a gallon of water a day. Most people don't drink a gallon. And so the way I see this is, if you normally never drink water and you're drinking soda and stuff, then you probably will drink 1 2-liter a day. And so that being said, there's 12 of them here. That's 6 days worth of water for me and my girlfriend. I will also mention it. It's kind of not part of the water storage video. But keep in mind, this is drinking water. They say a gallon a day is for everything. So think about drinking, washing your hands, preparing food, hygiene. And most people probably right there surpass a week's worth of water just taking their daily shower. So, beginner water storage, and like I said, this is just a cabinet in our a cabinet in our kitchen that we just don't have any like pots and pans in. Pots and pans are under the stove and in another cabinet. So now we'll go on to the intermediate level of water storage. Alright, so excusing the mess in here, Here's my intermediate water storage. The blue square one is 7 gallons, and each of these lighter blue ones that almost resemble jerry cans are 6 gallon. The light blue ones are cheaper at Walmart. I think they're like $12, where that one's $14. I don't quite remember the dollars off the top of my head. But this is 25 gallons of water. 18, 7, 25 gallons. So 12 days for the two of us. And I'd say these are pretty solid water storage. It's definitely a way you can put away a decent amount of water. And if you have any closet in your house, even the coat closet that most people have next to their front door, you probably have space in the bottom of it. These are better water storages because they're not a clear plastic. Sunlight doesn't get in through them. And like I said, most of the time my food preps are in the dark anyway. So even the light from the closet isn't really doing much harm. And then they are a thicker, harder plastic, so they're more difficult to puncture. And they were designed for water. They didn't have a soda in it beforehand. Oh, I guess I did have another one of these up here. So I have 26 gallons of water up here. The downside of these is, 1 gallon of water weighs 8 pounds. So these tall ones weigh 48 pounds, and the big blue one weighs 56 pounds. So I'll probably distribute these more around the house, just because I kind of feel like this closet is taking a heavy load. I mean, you've got all the water, then you got, 125 pounds worth of stuff sitting on that corner, and then each of these boxes have about 33 pounds worth of stuff in it. So this stuff might get spread out around the house. But before I show you the advanced level water storage, I will briefly go over water purification. I mean, I have a huge thing of bleach in the corner. I think it's 3 or 4 drops, 3 to 5 drops per gallon. Shake it up, let it sit for 30 minutes, and that kills most things. I thought I had it sitting up here. No, it's down here. Just my little butane burner. Any fuel source that creates heat that you can boil water on will work. If your stove still works, you can boil water there. You can boil water on this. You can make a campfire and boil water there. That's another way to purify your water. So I could have mentioned it when I was down here, but I didn't know if I was going to include this stuff in the video or not. Here's a mini Sawyer. They're like $20 at Walmart. Filters up to 100,000 gallons. Removes microplastics and all that stuff. I carry 2 of these inside of my bug out bag, which a video will be coming soon on that. But let's get to the advanced level water storage. And here's the advanced level water storage. All those 2 liters I showed you, all those 5+ gallon containers I showed you, it only comes about half of what this guy is. It's a 55 gallon drum. I believe it had soy sauce in it. I know it had some other food product in it. You can use the ones that had like a cleaner in it. You just want to rinse them out extremely well. One of my friends uses his for a rain catchment system, and his had a laundry detergent in it. And he said he rinsed it, bleached it, rinsed it again, filled the whole thing up with water, dumped it out. Said he spent 3 or 4 days letting it air dry, rinsed it some more bleach, and then he finally put water in it, and he's been drinking out of it ever since. So this is a solid way to store a lot of water. It's just in my garage. The garage stays fairly dark because for the most part it's a storage for me. I park the car in front of the townhome. The only other thing with storage that I would mention is I've got it sitting on an old fence post, so it's a good inch, half or 3/4 inch off the ground. That way, when the concrete heats up and cools down, throughout the day, your water isn't heating up and cooling and creating an environment for bad things to get in it. But I will say, I did put like half a cup of bleach inside of this before I put water in, swirled it around, then filled it up with water, and then when it was still on its side, I rolled it around and made sure the bleach went through it thoroughly. If you are using a garage to store a bunch of these, I believe it was Urban Prepper, might have been City Prepper. Like I said, he stores like 8 of these in his garage, and he set up like a black tarp curtain because he still parks his car in his garage. That way people don't know he's got a large amount of water stored away. So hopefully that video was helpful for you guys. That was just water storage. I showed a couple of methods on how I can purify my water. It's best to not just have one. If you only have one and you run out or that one fails, I guess the puppy wanted to go outside. I'm talking about water. Are you thirsty? You want some water? Huh? You want some water? Quit smelling your poop. So the last thing I need to mention for this video is several times throughout the video I said, this is this many gallons of water. This will last me and my girlfriend this many days. The other factor you need to keep in mind, other than cooking, cleaning, and hygiene, is your pets. And the reason you need to do that is, well, I've read articles where they're saying the newer generation, is treating pets as, our generation treated their kids. They're basically kids. And you don't want anything to happen to your pets. And so it would be devastating for anyone to lose their pet. Even under normal circumstances, they get hit by a car, they die of old age, they have doggy or cat cancer. But at the psychological level, it would affect people greatly if it came down to, starvation and dehydration, and you had to make that tough decision. So don't have to make that decision. Plan for your animals as well. I don't even think I mentioned it in my food prepping video that I did about a week ago, but it's important. Your pets love you, you love them. They might not think you take care of them, but you need to take care of them. So include them in your water storage as well. And with that, I don't have anything else for you. So stay tuned. I'll have another video out tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to do a comment suggested video or I'll just do another video. But with that, I'll catch you next time, guys.